Hello and welcome to another of Dark Edgy's First Impressions. This is where I take a look at games that are available on either PC, Xbox, Gamer Pass, or any system that I've got access to and I'm able to stream. And I let you know what I think from the first moments of the game. Granted, it's not always the best way to review a game. Some games require more time. However, if you're busy, like me, you don't always have time to invest a lot of time into games if you're not sure you're going to enjoy them. So this time we're taking a look via Gamer Pass at Undungeon. Once again, this is a game I know nothing about. From the brief read-up on Xbox Game Pass, it's an old school RPG. So let's have a look. So I've got 3 difficulty settings: casual, enemies gain 25% damage stack after hitting you; original, enemies gain 100% damage buff after hitting you; or hardcore, 150% damage buff. I think we'll go with original. Let's see how it looks. This is obviously how the game was designed.
Strange, isn't it? From childhood, we have been told that the universe is endless. It was said that there are millions of worlds out there, and that none of them can be reached. They said that they were thousands of light years away from us. But what if this is not the whole truth?
Ooh.
What if we live in a multiverse where a thin membrane separates worlds from each other, and this membrane is not as strong as it seems? 7 worlds, 7 variations of Earth were instantly merged. Those few who survived called this cataclysm the Shift.
I did one of those earlier. Hold A to be born. So I'm using L to move. Was that somewhere I could go, or is that completely blocked? It's completely blocked. But there's some dead guy over there. I made you. I created you. Who am I? You are nothingness, just like me. I don't know why I'm doing that voice. It could be really high-pitched. They call us the Void. You and I are one, but you have a purpose, Mr. Oh wait, different franchise. You could leave this place and meet with them, the envoys from other dimensions, in the center of creation. How did you create me? I made you from parts, from anything that reaches me from their worlds. Follow the thread. It will bring you to the root of creation, to the city of all dimensions, the city of Arcaban. Collect the seals of the 6 heralds and bring them back here. They have many realms. We have essence. They want our essence because we have so much. Let them give us their realms so we can have many realms as well. Go and collect the seals of 6 dimensions. Before you have to ask yourself, who are you? I think I'll be a truth seeker. You have their mind, but you and I are one. I made you similar to them, so you don't know everything that I know. I will tell you with their words. What is essence? The essence of creation, the fuel and the fabric, the matter and the energy. It can become anything, or turn into nothing, dissolve and go beyond the bounds of being and observation. At the borders of our dimension, all things become ash. Ash becomes essence. Essence becomes nothingness. But the words of reason can give it new forms. That is how they create their world, and that is how I made your vessel. What are we? We are the void. We watched, we devoured their realms. We turned them into essence. We disassembled and studied their creations. We have always been. We simply awoke here one day, in this nothingness between the worlds, where you hear only vibrations and see only reflections. We found a way to penetrate this shell, to peer at the realms themselves, but they melt under our gaze, decomposing into dust and essence. We are the void, and we have become self-aware. So why don't we have any realms? We will have realms after your return. We will have many realms. We can only absorb realms. We cannot create them, but they can. Each dimension possesses something, and we eat the crumbs from their table. We have nothing. Nothing but time and essence. Ooh. Why do we need these 6 seals? They bound their realms to the root of creation. They sealed their realms off from other dimensions. They call all other dimensions mirrors, false dimensions. All essence that is not ours belongs to them, but they want more. They want to create more realms that will give birth to more living beings, so new sentients can receive vessels in their dimensions and go on to create more realms. In the dimensions of the 6 gods, as they call themselves, the 6 heralds hold their seals that open the path to the realms of the 6 dimensions. Once we get those seals, we will be able to touch their realms. I want to touch them, to be more than an observer, to participate, to not just exist, but live. Okay. Excuse me. Ooh. Oh, I got attacks. So I can charge and I can do that. Communicator. Lets me communicate between dimensions. Oh. Okay. I do like the old school feel to this. Very old school in design. Lutenland. Before the shift, the Lutenland dimension comprised a myriad of super jungle worlds. The worlds of Lutenland spawned new living species and supplied many other inhabited worlds with plant and animal foodstuffs. It's nice. Herald, my greetings. I am Vidicus. By sheer coincidence, I became the guardian of this hub, and I am obliged to help you. The fate of the universe hangs in the balance. Ooh. I apologize. Where are my manners? You probably want to have a look around and get acclimated first. I have waited a very long time for this meeting, and I can wait a while longer. Come find me when you're ready to discuss business. How rare. So that's obviously the teleporter. So that person is one with that machine, okay? The device resembles a locked door. Okay. Okay. It's obviously going to be some kind of bridge in a moment. I say a moment. So I can aim with the right stick. And those are different, what the different buttons do, is it? Woo. Maybe I am supposed to look at this. Whoops, wrong button. Right, now I can go to Vidicus. I keep wanting to read that as Azkaban. Arcaban once stood on this very spot. Well, more precisely, the cosmically massive core of creation stood on this spot, and the 6 districts of Azkaban, Arcaban surrounded it. When you were on your way to the Council of Heralds, there were few who knew of this, but it seems one of them did not want you to make it there. There was a coup in Arcaban, and someone used Marduk's personal weapon. I'm not hinting at anything. Marduk's personal weapon to sever your thread from the core of creation, plunging the void dimension into the abyss and spilling its essence into the center of creation, directly into Arcaban. Only it just so happened that your core is here, and the core of creation fell into the abyss along with your dimension. And Arcaban fell too, of course, and everything else. Everything is sliding into the abyss through this hub Dharma created, slowly, gradually, like through the eye of a needle. So what happened to the other worlds and dimensions? The core of creation is falling into the abyss and dragging every layer of the universe along with it. We can't stop it. The core has already passed the event horizon, but we can temporarily raise it from the abyss and gather mass from a few divine cores. This should be enough for us to create a new reality. Who do you mean, we? You, me, the Keeper. Those few immortals who have not yet fallen into the abyss along with the core of creation. No one knows how much time we have left. I see. Go on. Go to the central pier. The Keeper has everything ready. The pier will take you to the Q dimension. Well, what is left of it after its time in the abyss. It is a world of arid deserts, hot during the day and cold at night. Do not expect a warm welcome from the inhabitants. They know about as much about the heralds as they do about waterfalls. What do I need to do in the Q dimension? You must activate all 7 gravitational piers in the Q dimension, which will transfer some mass to the hub and unlock a pathway to the Divine Palace. Then you will just have to convince the Dimension's God to bequeath all his mass to the hub core. That is all. Vidicus makes a strange motion and laughs. Ha 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 ha. What do you know about the Q Dimension's God? One of the 2 original gods, the one that now calls himself Motor. Or was that Motor? He used to go by a different name. I heard legends from the ancient essences that long, long ago he was the god of thunder or lightning, Thor, until he met Kshatra, who taught him to play Aegon. That is all I currently know about him. Okay. I might give up doing all these different voices. I've only done 2 and my throat's already a bit scratchy. You are not prepared. It was incredibly difficult for me to raise your core from the abyss. Bidicus, that lazy blabbermouth, didn't explain it to you. This is not Arcaban, Herald. Refresh your memory and your skills. You will need to be prepared for battle. Alright. Ooh, it's a training room. If I were you, I wouldn't listen to what the Keeper thinks of me. She sleeps all the time, but still calls me lazy. What nonsense. It's just that there's so much going on and I occasionally forget important things. Right, let's get down to business. As you've already figured out, this is a training room. I currently have a combat simulation running in it. Between you and me, there are no other simulations. I haven't created them yet. We will be using this combat simulation to see what you can do. If you don't mind, I'll be recording your training. It could prove useful for when we train future heralds. Well, even if you do mind, I'm still going to record it. That's my job, after all. I had to ask for appearance's sake. Alright, let's start training. What am I supposed to be doing now? Press Y next to use the enhancer, okay. Now what? Oh, I've got to use it. Pick up mechanical claws. I would say we can call our first joint project success even. By the way, what do you think of him, Harold? Who? The Red Robe Nomad, of course. He's the pinnacle of my creativity. I painstakingly recreated every single detail so he would closely resemble the most common of the Q-dimension inhabitants you will encounter. Once I improve his voice module, the locals won't be able to tell he's not one of their own. I'll make him feel good and say he did a good job. So far, graphically, this ain't too bad. This. Where don't you go? Off up here. It's got a nice retro feel to it, nice retro look. Music's quite nice. It's as simple as smashing those. Check I haven't missed anything. What am I doing here? Ask the huntsman where the core is. Where's the huntsman then? Okay. So that's like a fast travel then. Ish. Enter is X, right. I don't know what I feel about that. It's not very seamless, but never mind. Cheap hunter. I'm going a bit quickly on this. Because at the end of the day, it's going to tell me what my missions are and I'm going to head to them. Okay, I appear to have a mercenary. Bit of glitching going on at the moment with Xbox Game Pass. So are knives. Feels awkward. I'm using left button to shoot. He's not an enemy, so I don't need to kill him. Okay. So I've got a ranged attack. I've got a melee attack. Well, a ranged attack and a close range attack. Jar of essence. Okay. Didn't mean to use that, but I've used it. Oh, there's a time limit I've just noticed. So these areas so far are relatively small. Let's see where this one takes me. Oh, that's my ally. Oops. Oh. Okay. Am I supposed to go now to the next mirror? Not that one. Up there it seems. Well, so far the combat has been relatively simple. Granted, this is early days in the game. So I seem to have a few more items now. I think we'll keep things as they are for now. So right trigger brings up the menu, which is unusual. I'd thought that would have been an attack. I seem to have leveled up as well. Don't know what went on that screen, I'll be honest. So what do I think of it then? I think it's a nice enough looking game. It's not too difficult to pick up. It sounds nice, it looks nice. So far I'm just exploring and smashing things. And experimenting with different items and weapons. Oh, I'm getting a bit more glitchiness on Game Pass. Whoops, wrong button. I think I got the hang of using bombs now. There's a karma system as well. So, yeah. and it continues. I'll go to the main menu now, but Undungeon seems like a pretty solid RPG at the moment. Would I go back to it? Perhaps. RPGs often need a lot of investment in time, so it's not always my go-to genre of game, but I have been known to jump into a few RPGs in my time. I don't know whether it's got a lot of replayability to it yet, but again, we're looking at this from very quick glance. What are we, roughly half an hour into the game? Seems nice enough. So yeah, hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching, of course, if indeed you still are. I'd be very grateful if you would like this video, if you would share it. By all means, comment with your thoughts on the game. Perhaps you've got a lot further than me and you know a bit more about it and want to say what you feel about the game. And if you want to see new content as it becomes available on my channel, then please subscribe. Once again, thank you for watching and cheerio!